When you view them, do you view them as a disappointment?
No, because of circumstances, right? If they would have had all three guys playing and then get bounced out in the second round, then a disappointment. But because Kyrie couldn't play, Harden, not really himself. But I tell you what, we did see a glimpse of what it could possibly be, right? Because Kevin Durant, I tell you, he just put on a show. Even in defeat, we saw this man take his game to a whole nother level. I think when Larry Bird and I, it's so funny. We seen this coming too, right? Larry Bird and I were dominating. We had the championships. And we heard of this guy named Michael Jordan. And he kept coming and coming and coming. And then it was his turn. And I think the same is happening now, right? LeBron's been the man, but here come this guy named Kevin Durant who's saying, hey, it's going to be my league pretty soon, and I'm going to be the man. So I wouldn't say it was a big disappointment. If circumstances were different, then I would say yes. But also, too, let's give Milwaukee a lot of credit. To go on the road in Brooklyn, hostile environment, everything stacked against them. Giannis stepped up this postseason. He was a different Giannis. When pressure came before, he would fold, right? Mm-hmm. This year, he didn't do that. He actually enjoyed being in a pressure situation. And then he had a running mate, Middleton. It reminded me of Shaq Kobe. Shaq could take you to the fourth quarter. Kobe was the closer. Mm-hmm. Middleton actually closed the game for the Milwaukee Bucks. And P.J. Tucker, see, those little guys make a big difference. You know what he brought? Nastiness to Milwaukee. They were nice guys before. That's why they would always lose. Tucker brought a toughness to the team. Reminds me like a Oakley or, somebody like that, Rodman, who brings that toughness and also high basketball IQ. He made a difference, and Jrue Holiday made a difference too as well. So great job by the general manager of the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis deserves a lot of credit moving on. I thought the coach did a wonderful job as well. And so let's see what happens next season for Brooklyn. The problem with Brooklyn is this. They're going to need some really good role players. The ones they have now is not going to help them win a championship. So they got to get guys who can really fill a role and bring something to the table. Let's look at Phoenix. Great role players, right? The Clippers, really good role players. You look at those type of teams, even yesterday with Atlanta, Kevin Huerter. Who would have ever thought he'd come in and score, 27 points? Right. And so they have really good role players. So that's the one thing I think Brooklyn has to trade for or sign this offseason, get some role players that can a tough guy down low that can give him second shots.
I thought Tucker would be a great fit there, and they didn't end up getting Tucker, but he had been a great fit
there. He would. Oh, awesome.
But you imagine? I mean, you see it happen everywhere. You saw it in Miami. You got 3 stars like that, you get some guys on discount because they'll know I got a chance to win a title. I'll take less to play with these guys.
No question about it. And I might get a second or third contract.
Yeah.
See, always remember that comes into play too. So once you win the championship, look what happened with the Lakers. They win, KCP gets another deal. Caruso. I tell you, that guy, Alex Caruso, would fit good with Brooklyn. A guy, see, a two-way player. He's over 40, he was 42% from the three-point line. He's one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. And so you got to have guys like that.
Yeah, they lost Dinwiddie, remember, to the ACL. Yeah. He would have been a huge piece for them off the bench behind Kyrie.
He probably could have helped them in that series, right?
Now he opted out. So
well, it's a smart move because he know he can get more money, and now he has control of his own destiny, right? Wherever he wants to go, he knows that he's in control of that. That was a smart move. He should have did that.
But Magic, I wanted to ask you, is there any validity to the fact that this went down to a Game 7 a final clutch shot by KD that he happened to miss after he made one in regulation, with James Harden being hobbled, barely being able to move, and Kyrie not being on the floor, and Joe Harris not hitting the side of the barn, like, doesn't that still give you a lot of confidence in the upside of what the Brooklyn Nets can do next year?
Oh, no question about it, Jay. I think that Brooklyn will be the favorite again. But also, too, Jay, you always learn from defeat, right? So you have to look at your team and say, okay, where can I get better? What do I have to do to put some players around the big three? And so what I always do, I break down every team and why they lost, right? So to the point you just said, Joe Harris didn't play well. So you think Joe Harris going to play well next season, right? So you have to look at those type of things. And if I'm Brooklyn, I'm saying maybe I really don't need another scorer, Jay. I trade Joe Harris for something that I really need, right? Montrezl Harrell would be good for them, right? A guy that just – I don't need the ball. I go get all the rebounds and second shots. I bring energy and fire. You need guys like that. You don't need another guy that needs the ball, Jay. That's not going to help you win the championship. And this is what's another problem they have with Joe. He can't defend. So if you're not hitting threes and you can't defend, he can't help you win. So I would look to say, hey, let me trade him. Bring in a guy, whether that's a big man, whether that's a guard, whatever it is that you need. But let me say that the GM for the Brooklyn Nets has been doing a fabulous job. And he will bring in the right pieces. He's already done that with the big three. So now just look for those role players who can take you over the top.